Hey guys, I'm back with another video for the differences in the models of the many models of the Dolphin pool cleaners. This is going to be for year 2023. You guys might have been coming from the older video from last year, which is a little bit outdated in terms of pricing and some of the features and models out there. So this is going to break down all the models that are available. Just a little background on me is I work on the cleaners for a living. So one of the biggest things I hear from like customers and stuff is there's no solid comparison chart or comparisons between all these models. So it is very confusing. So this video is going to break it down model by model, amongst other things. And I'll put the chart in the comments as well. But I would definitely stick around for the video because there is going to be some information that's not on the chart that I couldn't fit, since the chart is just gigantic in itself already. So let's get started. Before we get into comparisons, one quick thing I want to go over is who do you want to buy from? So that is an important question to ask yourself, other than what are the features between the models you want. What Dolphin does is they make models that can only be sold online. They make models that can only be sold by physical pool stores. And they also make models that can be sold by either or. So the reason why they do that is they tend to give the physical pool stores a little bit more of an edge in terms of features. You can get more bang for your buck if you do go with those models, because they want to encourage people to support pool stores, local mom and pop shops and stuff like that, instead of the big companies like Amazon and other pool drop shippers. So that's one thing to consider. I'll put all these out on here real quick so we can look at it. Online models purely sold by online companies like Amazon, or companies who drop ship and don't stock actual inventory. So that's what you want to be careful of. If you do buy online, you just want to make sure that they actually have it in stock. I've heard some horror stories with companies that say they have it in stock, but they don't. Usually don't come with extra accessories. If you need any warranty work done, which this is a big thing, security and peace of mind, online dealers are going to unfortunately send you to Maytronics, the company who makes the Dolphins, to get any work done. So peak season, that's going to probably take a month or two, just with the demand of cleaners over the last few years. It has definitely increased that wait time. So compared to somewhere who is a service center for Dolphin, they can get it done within a week. Usually physical stores or anyone who is a certified service center. So that's one thing to consider. Where I work, we work on them and we sell them. So we try to be that one-stop shop in terms of service, because that is one big factor that you want to think of. So you can read these slides. You can pause the video. An example of a store who has a physical location and has those brick and mortar exclusive models while also being a service center is Pelican Shops One. You'll see them on Google too, because they advertise on there. So that's one thing to consider. They are a good company. So let's go to the design of the cleaners. Do you want to go with cartridge or basket design? So cartridges are a little bit more tedious in terms of cleaning, because you have to take them apart all the time. So estimate yourself every time you're going to clean out the filters, which is usually going to be after each cycle. Cartridges, they take probably 5 minutes. You got to take them apart, dump them out in the trash or the woods, wherever you dump your stuff, and hose them off. The basket is easier. It's kind of just like taking a bucket, dumping it, and putting it right back in. So there's nothing that you need to worry about taking apart. That's not a big factor for most people. Most people don't mind. It's just a convenience factor. So that's always something to mention. So we're going to get to the first model, and that is the popular Nautilus CC Plus. That's going to be an online-only model. They make a Wi-Fi version for a little bit more that is sold by either online or in physical stores. So Nautilus CC Plus, let's break that down. It is going to be $8.99 as of early 2023. And that is going to be $8.99. Yep. So pool coverage. So one thing to consider with this model is it is cheap. Only floor and walls. It's not going to do any waterline scrubbing. So that's one thing to consider when buying a pool cleaner is, yes, this price is nice, but do you want it to do the whole pool, or would you rather pay less and not have it do the whole pool? In my opinion, I would rather spend the money and get something that's going to do the whole pool. I wouldn't want to spend this much already and not have it be able to do the whole thing. Warranty on this model is going to be 24 months. That's good. Motors, it's going to have 2 motors, one pump motor and one drive motor. So we can get into this in a little bit about what the differences are between 2 and 3 motors. And basically what that's going to be is 3 motors are going to have a split down the middle. I'm going to use this little laser pointer feature I have here. It's going to have a split down the middle, so the left side and the right side can turn independently. This model, as you can see, is only one brush continuously, so it only moves forward and backwards and turns with how it shoots water out of the sides of the cleaner, kind of glides itself. So cycle time, it's a 2-hour cycle time, so it's going to do your pool in 2 hours. A standard size pool up to 50 feet. And then we've got the caddy. Does it come with a caddy? No, it doesn't come with a caddy at that price, unfortunately. So you would have to buy that separately. The caddy is usually going for $200 now. Let's see. Wi-Fi, does it come with Wi-Fi? No, the online model for $8.99 does not come with Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is available for a little bit more if you want it in this model. Filter design, it is the Cartridge design, so we mentioned that before. It only comes with fine filters, so if you want a deeper clean, you're going to have to buy the ultrafine filters separately. Those, I think, go around for $100 to $120 as of now in January. So January 2023. Weekly timer, yes, it has a weekly timer. So pros is the price. The cons are, does not cover the whole pool, only fine filters, no caddy, no Wi-Fi, and long warranty wait times if your seller isn't a Dolphin repair center. Next, you're going to run into the Explorer E30, Advantage Ultra, which is sold by Dohenny's, Triton PS, which is an online model, Proteus DX4, which is sold by Leslie's, and Quantum, which is also another online model, usually on Amazon and stuff like that. So this goes for $9.99. This is going to do the floor, walls, and the waterline. So for $100 more, you're going to get full coverage. 24-month warranty, same thing with the brushes. It's only 2 motors, so it's going to have a pump motor, which causes the suction, and the suction is what provides the vacuum, and the motor, which is just one brush, so one motor, forward, backward. It'll shoot the water out these vents here to go left or right. Still pretty. I mean, this design is with only 2 motors. It's still good in terms of navigation. It's still going to cover your whole pool. So cycle time, 2 hours, standard cycle time. Caddy is not included in this model, unfortunately. No Wi-Fi. It is a basket design, which is nice. And it only comes with ultrafine. I mean, not ultrafine. It only comes with fine filters. It does not come with the ultrafine filters. Weekly timer? Yes, it does have a weekly timer. Weekly timer means basically you can set it to do once a day. You can set it to do once every other day, or you can do it 3 times a week. So there's 3 different options. Pros, price is still cheap. Basket design, only fine filters, which is you're losing out on $100 value there. No caddy, no Wi-Fi, and then the long warranty wait times. These models are only available online. The E30 is available in both online and in stores. The other ones are, this is Leslie's only, this is Dohenny's only, but they're kind of still held to that restriction of the cons. Next slide, we're going to go over the S200, Active 20, and the T35. So all these models are going to be the same thing. They're just reskinned. What Dolphin does, and that's the same thing for these guys too, just to keep in mind. But the S200, Active 20, T35, they're all the same thing. They're just reskinned. They basically, Dolphin sells to different distributors, and those distributors are who sell to pool stores. So each distributor has their own model. So even though it's the same thing, it does. That's what leads to most of this confusion, guys. Seriously. So you just have to realize if it's on the same slide, it's the same model. It's just a different name and color. So S200 Active 20 T35. Price goes up $100. It is $10.99. Does floor, walls, and waterline, as you can see. 24-month warranty, which is good. 2 motor, so it's going to have that one brush design. Caddy is not included in this one, but it does come with the ultra fine and fine filters. So the difference between this previous slide and this slide is going to be the ultra fine filters for $100. And the fact that it is a brick and mortar exclusive model. So if you do buy somewhere like Pelican or a local shop, most likely they will cover any warranty. I know Pelican does, and they do the shipping to and from, which is good. So you don't have to pay for any shipping, which is nice. And I would be the one working on them. So that's always a plus if you find this video helpful. Cons is the no caddy and the no Wi-Fi if you do want Wi-Fi. I would say this is one of the more popular models at this price point because it does come with everything except the caddy, and it's good for the people who don't really want to use the Wi-Fi. So there is that. Next model is a new model coming out this year. So this one wasn't on the last video I did for 2022. This is going to be 2023. Nautilus CC Pro. It's a new model coming out this year. It's available online and in stores. Basically, it is $10.99, and it's going to come with the Wi-Fi. It's going to be the same thing as the S200, but with Wi-Fi. But you don't get the ultrafine filter. So really, you're kind of just trading off here. If you want the Wi-Fi, then that's good. You're just going to lose a better clean. So that's one thing to consider. The pros of this model, it is the price. It is a decent price. And you really, this one is one of those first models that's available online and in stores. So you have to, the pro is you will get better dealer service. Usually if you buy from like a physical store compared to like a drop shipping company. So that's one thing to consider. The cons though, if you do buy it from someone who doesn't do any work and doesn't really know the product, then you're going to have to deal with long warranty wait times. So that's one thing to consider. On to the next. The Dolphin Premier. So let's look at this Premier model because this is one of the more popular models out there. I get a lot of calls about this model. So let's break it down. MSRP as of 2023 is $12.99. One thing you want to be careful of is this model is often overpriced above MSRP, unlike other models. Because of how popular it is, it tends to be priced higher for some reason. And we'll break it down because I kind of think that it's ridiculous that it does sell more than $12.99. So let's break this down. We're going to focus a little bit more on this model because it's so popular. So pool coverage, floor, wall, and waterline, which is good. Warranty is 36 months. So this is the first model that you get a 36-month warranty, 3 years. And this is where it kind of gets hazy and foggy in terms of features, is you have motors. It has 2 motors. So it's similar to all the previous models. Forward, backward, and it uses the water to turn, and it's got the one pump motor. Cycle time is 3 hours, so it does take a little bit longer to clean your whole pool. Caddy is not included, and there's no Wi-Fi. This is going to be my big gripe with this model is the fact that it's a bottom loader still. A lot of companies have gotten away from bottom loader cleaners. I don't know if you guys had any old Aquabots, maybe 10, 15 years ago, but they were all bottom loaders. So this one is still a bottom loader. It still comes with a bag, believe it or not. I know it does come with filters, but that's an optional accessory. So the price, I would say if you can find it for $12.99, that's a good price. It does come with ultrafine and fine filters. and a weekly timer. All right, so now we're going to get into the models. So these might look familiar to you guys from 10 minutes ago or so. You're going to get the Triton PS Plus Advantage Pro and the Proteus DX5i. These models go up $300, and you get the Wi-Fi from the other Triton Proteus or Advantage. This model, I would say, you just got to be careful. It's in terms of value. So $12.99 for $300 more, you get the Wi-Fi is kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. You don't even get the caddy or the ultrafine filters. So that's my gripe with this model. $12.99, but you don't get the caddy. Pretty self-explanatory, because you go to the next slide. You can get the S400 Active 30 or T45 for $100 more, but you do get the ultrafine filters, you do get the caddy and the Wi-Fi. So at least it justifies that price jump, because you get the $200 caddy for free in the box. So if you're looking at these models, just consider these models before you make your purchase, because in my opinion, this model is one of the more, you get a good bang for your buck. So even if you're looking at the Premier, I would also consider this one. The only thing that this doesn't have over the Premier is the 3-month warranty. But the fact that it does come with the caddy and the updated design, I would think that's worth it. At the end of the video, too, we'll get into warranties and stuff like that. And honestly, in my opinion, most warranties issues arise from just not taking care of the cleaner correctly. So we'll get into that probably in another video, I would think. I'll try to cover it at the end of this video as well. But S400 Active 30 T45, that is going to be same thing as this model, but with the caddy and the ultrafine filters for an extra $100. So that's going to be a better value. And this is all MSRP. So the prices, these are the cheapest prices that you'll be able to see on these cleaners usually. So let's go on to the next model. This is the Sigma. This is another model that is very popular, and I get a lot of calls about. People wondering what the differences are and stuff like that. So we'll spend a little bit more time on this one as well. The Sigma MSRP of 2023 is $14.49, and does the floor and wall and water line. 36-month warranty, which is nice. This is going to be the first model that we run into that has 3 motors, so 1 pump motor and 2 drive motors. As you can kind of see here, the track is split down the middle. That is going to be, basically it's got 2 drive motors. 1 drive motor here on this side and 1 on that side. So it can turn independently, kind of like a tank. So it doesn't rely on water to guide it in any sort of direction. It can kind of do it on its own. So the only thing about this model, you're kind of going back down to that cartridge design, similar to the CC Plus. And also keep in mind that it doesn't come with the caddy for this price. So usually you look at the Premier. I get the most calls about the Premier and Sigma. So usually people are like, well, should I go with this one or this one? I would say, once again, look at the M400, which I think is the next one on this slide. But M400 sells for $15.99 and comes with the caddy. Next model, well, you know what? Let's go to the M400 for now, because I know we were talking about the M400, and we'll go back. M400, brick and mortar exclusive model, and it sells for $15.99. Once again, it's a good bang for your buck, because it does come with the caddy. It does come with the filters. It is a 36-month warranty. Also has the 3 motors, so you can see the track is split down the middle. And cycle time is 2.5 hours. Caddy is included in the box. It is a cartridge design. So that is one thing. It is not the basket design. And it does come with the fine and ultra fine filters. So pros and cons, you can see there. Dual drive motor Pro. Higher suction rate compared to previous models. It's actually 4,500 gallons per hour compared to 4,000. Dual drive motor, and then the better dealer service if bought from a repair center like Pelican. Cons, only one cycle time. So let's go back to E50 was new in 2022. This is going to be its second year out, and it is available online and in stores. So E50 is going to be the same thing as these guys. These guys. It's going to be the same thing with a couple added features. So Explorer E50 goes for $14.99, but it comes with an extra insert for the basket, so you get dual filtration, which is good, and it comes with more customization in terms of cleaning times, so you can set it to do just the floor, you can set it to do just the walls, you can set it to do a deep clean, and it comes with this pickup mode, which is pretty cool. If you use the app, you can hit this button and it'll come up to the wall for you so you can grab it, so you don't have to tug on the cord, which in the long term, the less you tug on the cord, the better, in my opinion. So that is a good feature to have. Let's see, what next? Nautilus CC Supreme. So this is another model that's pretty popular just because it's online only. And when you Google Dolphin, it's one of the ones that come up the most. So it is floor, wall, and waterline, or floor only. Warranty 36 months. It's got 3 motors, so once again, it's got that split track, which is good. Cycle times 1.5, 2, and 2.5 hours. Caddy is not included in this one. Wi-Fi, yes. It is cartridges, and it does come with fine and ultra-fine filters, which is pretty good. Once again, you can look at the M400 and get the caddy that sells for $200 online. You can get it for an extra $100. So just be mindful of that. I still think out of all the models, the M400 is one of the best bang for your bucks in terms of features, and comparing to other models with a similar price, it's just a better deal. So Nautilus CC Supreme cartridge design basically is the same thing as the CC Plus, but you've got the extra motor and it's got this handle thing. Now you might ask, why does this model have a handle? Why does the Sigma have a handle? Why does the CC Supreme have a handle? And why does the M400 have a handle? It's just in terms of design. The Premier has a handle too. But it's just in terms of design, the way these models were designed. This handle is kind of like a buoyancy thing that it acts as a float. So when it's climbing up the wall, it kind of keeps it onto the wall. Compared to models that don't have it, they just don't need it based on where the motor is placed in the cleaner. So that's why there's a handle on these models and not a handle on any of the others. So pros: dual drive motor, has a higher suction rate compared to previous models, deep clean cycle option, dual drive motor. Cons: no caddy, overpriced online. Let's just be careful of that. Long warranty wait times if you don't buy from a repair center, and the no caddy. M400. We went over the M400 already, but quick overview. 3 motors, 36-month warranty. You get the caddy and the ultrafine filters, all for $15.99. You can pause the video if you want to see more about this and do a quick read on that. S400 and Active 40. So this is the next rung up in terms of the price ladder. The S400 and Active 40 are going to be the same thing as the Explorer E50, but it comes with a caddy. That is the only difference. It's going to come with the caddy, and that's the difference there. So if you want the caddy in box, go with the S400 or the Active 40. If you don't want the caddy, then go with the E50. I will say the caddy does come in handy because you really don't want to leave these things in the pool all the time. So that's one thing to consider. M600 and Active 60. This is, again, one of the more popular models out there. M600 in particular, Active 60 as well. It's the same thing. It's just different color. M600 and Active 60. Brick and mortar exclusive model, so it's only going to be able to be sold by physical stores or like brick and mortar models, kind of like Pelican does sell this one. So let's go over the features here. Floor, wall, and waterline, or floor only, or wall only also. Warranty, 36 months. It's got the motor, which 3 motors, which once again is that split track. It's got all the customization options. This is going to be one of the best in terms of what's out there. There's only one model that sits above it, and we'll go over that after these. Caddy's included in box. Wi-Fi, yes. Filter design, you do get the dual filtration, and you also get the 2 sets of filters. It does have that pickup mode as well. So those are all the pros here. I would say there are no cons except for the fact that it is an expensive unit. But some people, a lot of people, would rather invest this and get everything compared to, because it is an important tool when you own a pool. So that is the M600 and Active 60. I would say also in terms of quality too, I know that these brushes you can see are different from all the previous ones. It's made out of a different material than the other brushes on the lower models. It's kind of stiffer. So it is a better scrubbing. And the fact that this pattern here as well, it kind of filters everything that it kind of scrubs towards the middle, which is where the vacuum like entrance is. So it does clean more efficiently in terms of that. I mean, it's still going to clean. All the models are still going to clean your pool. Next on to the best model you can get right now in the United States in terms of cord cleaners is the Explorer E70. So for $100 more from this, it's the same model. It is the same exact model, as you can see. But this model does come with a temperature sensor, so you'll be able to tell you, it tells you the temperature of the pool water, which is good. I guess if you don't have like a digital thermostat, it's good. But for $100 more, you get the thermostat, and it's the color is pretty sleek in terms of black and gray, but has all the same features. It has the floor, wall, and water line, the 3 motors. Cycle times, all the cycle times included, dual filtration, everything. So that's the Explorer E70. So let's go into some of the rest of these. So next is the cordless Dolphin cleaners. We'll go over that in a second. Basically, if you were here for the cordless cleaners, I just thank you, and I hope this helped you find your new Dolphin. Let me know in the comments which model you chose, or if you have any questions. If this helped you in any way, consider liking and subscribing. That is a big help for me. And consider buying from where I work, which is Pelican. I work on all the cleaners, and if you do have any questions, feel free to call there, and one of the guys, or even me, will be able to help you with any further questions. So that's that. Hope this helped. So now let's go back to the cordless cleaners, because the cordless cleaners are new this year. And one of the more popular questions I get is, which cordless cleaners do you have? Because cordless cleaners have kind of taken the market by storm over the last 2 years or so. But we really only like to carry Dolphin, just because of the quality compared to some other brands out there. So we were waiting for Dolphin to come out with some cordless models before we carried anything else. So the new cordless models that are going to be out this year, 2023, are the Liberty 200, the Liberty 300, and the Liberty 400. The Liberty 200 is going to be available probably April or May. Liberty 300 is going to be available July to August, maybe even June, but probably end of summer. Liberty 400 isn't going to be available till the fall. So I wouldn't even count Liberty 400 as like a model this year, just because it's going to be so late. It's going to be past summer. So that's something to consider. So the cordless Dolphins, ideal for above ground and small pools, charges in 6 hours while shaded, one cleaning cycle of 1.5 hours each charge, or it has an eco mode depending on the model. The eco mode is only on the 300 and 400. It'll do 3 30-minute cycles per week, and that is only with the floor. It won't do the walls in eco mode. It comes with a hook to get it out, unlike a lot of brands, which is pretty crazy. I've always gotten called, well, yeah, I got this model, but I've got to swim in the pool all the time to get it because it doesn't come with a hook, which is unbelievable. I guess anything to keep costs down, I guess. But this model will come with a hook in box, which is pretty good. These 3 models, are really only designed for smaller in-ground pools or above-ground pools. So keep that in mind. If you've got a big in-ground pool, you're going to want to wait until the in-ground cordless cleaners come next year, which I'll go over in the next slide. But let's go over some of these features real quick, other than the charging and the cycles. Magnetic charging. So this is new from them. One of the biggest concerns with the cordless cleaners over the last 2 years is the charging cord itself. When you're plugging that into a wet cleaner, because some people just don't want to wait for it to dry off, that cord's going to erode over time pretty quickly. So what Dolphin did, instead of having an actual cord that you have to plug in, it just does magnetic charging, kind of like wireless charging, but it's magnetic. So it just basically snaps onto that back battery, and it's going to charge. So you don't have to worry about any corrosion or anything like that. I would still dry it off, obviously, but it's not going to be insane. So easy snap-in-place charging with new cordless design for unmatched agility. Next up is the click-up option, which is going to be on the Liberty 300 and the Liberty 400. It's basically, they give you this wand, and I have yet to see this in person. I'm interested to see it in person once I get a model myself. But basically, you rattle this thing, and the cleaner will know where it is once you rattle it, and it's going to climb up to where you rattled the cleaner, or that wand, and you'll be able to grab it up out of the water instead of using the hook. And then we've got the eco mode, which is the 3 30-minute cycles. So Liberty 200, it's going to do floor walls, no water line on the Liberty 200. It sells for $9.99, and it's going to do 2 motors. So it's going to do 1 pump motor and 1 drive motor. And it has no caddy, which is really not needed for a cordless cleaner, I guess. Top loading basket design, and it's got the magnetic charging, comes with the hook. Really, the one thing I wish I had was the waterline scrubbing. Next is the Liberty 300, which is going to be available August, September. That basically, the difference between these 2 models is this one comes with the eco mode, and it's going to have the click up. I imagine. Yeah, it has the click up. We got to check that on the chart. I'm pretty sure it comes with the click up. Yeah, it does come with the click up. The Liberty 300 does come with the click up. So $250 more, you get the click up and the eco mode. Liberty 400 is basically a beefier version. This version is floor, walls, and waterline. So it is going to do the waterline too with this one. And it has all the features the Liberty 300 had. Eco mode and the click up. This model will come with the app that you could use, which is the Wi-Fi. But instead of Wi-Fi connectivity, it's only Bluetooth. But you can still use the app. So no Wi-Fi, technically, but you can still use the app with the Bluetooth. And then next year, coming 2024, I don't know why they released this news so early on, honestly, but Liberty 600, 700, and 800, this is what it's going to look like. We know it's going to do floor, walls, and waterline, and it's a top-loading basket. It's going to be magnetic charging, but it's also going to have a solar panel that you can kind of have the solar panel float in the water above it, and it's going to keep it charged if you want to do that. But this is going to be meant for a bigger pool, and that's going to definitely be a beefier version of the Liberty 200, 300, and 400. So once again, thank you, and I hope this helped find your new Dolphin. Let me know in the comments what you chose. If this helped you in any way, consider liking and subscribing. It is a huge help for me. The goal is to get the channel to 1,000 subscribers. And consider buying from where I work, Pelican, if you do have any other questions. This is the chart I made. And this is going to compare everything. So you can see all the key features here. The MSRP, pool cleaning, where it's going to clean the pool, warranty length, suction rate, number of motors, if the caddy is included or not, cycle times, Wi-Fi, filter type, filter access, and weekly timer. So